Should I deny and disclaim this immediately? Should I?
Yes.
What episode is this, Chad?
Episode number 108, SlapperCast, weekly talk show with Blaggards, and we got a breezy one this morning, right?
Yes, we're going to start off with a review of a preview of a show that we haven't done yet. Friday.
Yeah, we're going to talk to your brother.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're just gonna natter with him for a minute tomorrow. Yeah, how did everybody enjoy O'Bannon's tomorrow? Friday.
I enjoyed it very much.
We've been under a cloud. We've been in a ditch. We've been. Anybody get a chance to listen to any new music lately?
I saw that somebody had said some band that I follow said, "Oh, this is the greatest stuff out there," but I couldn't find it, so I'll have to keep searching for it. Obviously, I have an in somewhere, but I'll find them and see what it's all about. I can't remember the name of it now. Langston something and something, like three names, like a law firm almost. But
maybe it's a lawyer rock band.
Lawyer rock.
Those guys are really good usually.
Yeah, they're really frustrated weekend warrior types.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That band in Austin, Titty Bingo.
Yes,
just like that.
I've only ever seen the stickers everywhere. I never knew.
So basically, I think it's a bunch of lawyers, but they know Willie Nelson. So they basically pay Willie Nelson to come in and like record it, and he does, because either he's friends with them or whatever. So they can claim that they played with Willie Nelson or they opened up for him at some point. But I don't think they're very good. I think they're just a shitty lawyer rock band. And it's one thing we need is more lawyers, not really. And the last thing we need is more shitty lawyer rock bands.
Really? Yeah.
Except for Mark Riddell, because Mark Riddell is a lawyer, but he's a fantastic musician. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He studied criminal law, though. So if you two get in a jam, call Mark first.
Is he actively practicing law now?
He doesn't practice, but he does offer advice, and he does keep his lawyer. I guess they have licenses or something, right?
He's licensed current, yeah.
He keeps it current for whatever reason. So,
does he know anything about entertainment law?
I don't think so, but I think Katie Sundstrom does.
Really?
She's a buddy of mine.
Okay,
and we can talk to her if you want to.
Yeah,
here in town. She's over there in the Oak Forest area. I taught her kid.
Chad's going to sue us for royalties now. Watch, it's coming.
We very well may have some contracts in front of us at some point this year for this, that, or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. And I think we should announce Paddy's Day next SlapperCast 109.
Okay,
and couple of new ideas for Paddy. I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to at least do a live stream to coincide with, because it would certainly be nice to connect with everybody on Paddy's Day, and this being a year in and blah blah blah.
I can't wait to hear the news, because this will all be news to me. So this will work out great.
I know.
Like SlapperCast 109.
Yeah. The last show, Laurie and Chris have been, they've always been number one Blaggard supporters, fans, blah, 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 friends. They took me and my family in. We had no water, no electricity, no nothing. And, just they took a huge risk as well, because we were quite sick. We did our very best, but we're, just having such a rough time with the power outages, the weather, and I failed to mention too that I had some construction done on my room right before the weather hit. So we essentially had an exposed wall. So during the no power and all that stuff, I had the elements coming, right in the house, in my room. So it took to add to my COVID, and So I say that because Laura and Chris had not only the reason why I do have cold water is because of Laura and Chris. They ran all over town, and they scrounged parts, plumbing parts. My neighbors were under my house patching. you cannot imagine the gratitude that's just weighing me down right now. But she and Chris had, like I said, just ran everywhere and did everything and brought. I can't tell you just the amount of shit that people went through for us, and the people checking in and stuff. I couldn't get to all the texts and the messages and the emails and stuff. I just couldn't get to them all because it was. We're still not out. Like I said, we only have cold water right now. We're having to use another location for showers, and so it was just a completely miserable time, and it's a testament to this town and how quickly people helped everybody else.
I've been taking advantage of the local recreation center here, where they're allowing people to use the showers for free while this is going on, which has been nice. Yeah, I
was going to say, because you smell delightful.
It's been a couple of days since I've had one, but that's why I have a little bit of growth here. I don't normally have. There's still no water whatsoever here, but they just told me that they might be working on the pipes today, so we'll see how it goes.
The pipes are falling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm having my whole house redone. The pipes, every pipe is going to be replaced because it looks like a fucking spaghetti junction down there. It's just it's every material used. There's copper, there's straw, there's paper, there's biscuit tins. It's just a nightmare under there. Yeah. So we do have, like I said, we'll have been by the time this airs, we'll have been to College Station, and going to try to nail down some more dates up there because we miss them terribly. But we have T-Bone Tom's coming up. We have a couple more shows that I'm just waiting on confirmation from today. So we'll have that listed, and then also joining us on this very episode, we'll have Cormac, my brother, politician over in Ireland, and he's going to be joining us just for a small chat. And we won't be talking about anything illegal because apparently now that's frowned upon. So I told him, I said, if you just you can come over here and do that.
Ever.
Yeah.
Should I deny and disclaim this immediately? Should I?
Yes. Yes. How are you? How's everything going?
Everything's good. Everything's good. Yeah.
So
well,
listen,
as good as it can be, considering everything that's gone on. So.
Yeah.
But no, I can't complain. No, look, that's the difference with this job is that you can compare and hear other people's problems, and you realize you have none. Realistically speaking. So,
my good friend David Letterman used to say, "I wouldn't give his troubles to a monkey on a rock," and that's rang true my entire life. You end up leaving with your own anyway, no matter how much you whine and moan and But listen, let's step aside for a second. How is the lovely Jennifer and the gorgeous Quiva and the stunning Killian and of course the darling Tora? How's everybody doing?
The mischievous monkey.
Yes,
she's. They're all good. Yeah, great. Thanks.
Beautiful family.
Yeah, they're all good for me. We have school starting on Monday, so we're the parents are ecstatic. Not so sure about the kids, but nearly everyone's going back on Monday, so everyone's good.
Good. Listen, Cormac, can you just explain your position? I told them over here. I said you're equivalent to what our like our
now.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that you're kind of like royalty. Can I just say,
I wasn't in Tijuana, or I wasn't in where did he go?
Cancun.
I did Cancun. We didn't go to Cancun for the weekend.
Cancun, Cormac. Listen.
So
just explain what you do, because I told everybody over here. I said that you're next to the King of Ireland. So. God. Next in line.
So they start off from a confused state. Okay, that's fine. Yes. So basically the role is in the National Parliament, and I'm a representative of a constituency called Dunleary in South Dublin, and the election we just passed the waymark of a year the other day, so officially 1 year in, and it has flown by within, Janie, like feels like 6 months, if even. But it's been a busy year like everybody's had. A bizarre year, but busy. Yep. So that's it.
Yeah, a close election. Yeah, close election, and very. Yeah, I've enjoyed
I've enjoyed
the clips
of that monkey on the rock again.
Yes, exactly. So I've enjoyed watching the speeches from the Dáil, which is such a historic and amazing building, and the history, and to see you speaking in there is quite lovely. I have to say, very proud.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. No, look, obviously going in when you're first elected and you go into the chamber and as a member, and then you realize of those who've gone before you, who've been in the same chamber, and then COVID strikes and you could no longer sit in that chamber. So we go over to the National Convention Centre, where it doesn't have the same feel at all. And we, that's been our new parliament for the last little while, but we will be going back, hopefully in the next little while, back to the Dáil and to Leinster House. And we never did get you in when you came over last time, did we? So we'll have to get you on a tour now.
No.
If you're allowed back into the country, that is. I can't help you there. Now, if you got barred of your own doing, well, then so be it. And that's probably the best move we've made.
All right.
Cut it.
Cut his mic.
So,
I thought you were handy. Jeez. I pull all these strings to get you in, and you're useless. Come on.
So anyway, no, we're going to be back into the Dáil then in hopefully in a couple of weeks, but who knows? You can't plan with the pandemic. So anyway, so what's going on with you guys in the gigs? Anyone mad enough to have you into their premises? Well, I suppose all the gigs have stopped over the last couple of months, haven't they?
No, we're slowly coming back.
Yeah, we're on our way to a show right now, actually. So today is Tuesday, which will be the SlapperCast. We'll release this on Tuesday, but we're recording this on the Friday before, and we're off to a place called College Station, and we're doing a great Guinness toast tonight at O'Bannon's, are easily one of our favorite places of all time. In that we've really cut our teeth in that place, and we've learned, we've learned a few things. We learned a couple of songs, and we've definitely been responsible for a few
fights. That's good. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. So so we're going up tonight as a 3-piece. Myself, Chad, and Eric can't be here today because Eric he had a busy day yesterday, and he's lashing around now trying to get his gear together, and because like I said, we're taking off in a couple hours to go up to College Station. Is 100 miles from my doorstep in downtown Houston to it's up north of us, and it's 100 miles exactly from my door to O'Bannon's. So we'll play for a few hours tonight, and then we'll drive home, and so we'll be back about 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're very excited. We've had a miserable couple of weeks. I don't want to dwell on that, but we've had serious hellish conditions for the last few weeks. So it's lovely now. Yes, it's about 80 degrees. Yeah. So it's about 80 degrees outside, and it's Chad and myself don't have water. Yeah, I have cold water. Chad doesn't have any water. But luckily he's like a Mexican hairless. He just licks himself and he's fine. He's all shiny. So there's a.
Well, I was going to say that you were never a fan of water, Patrick, yourself. So you're fine with that. Cold water, that's grand.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's been this has been.
I'm glad we're doing this via Zoom because the smell of it is killing me. So.
Exactly. Well, the flies are free. So let me ask you. How is the mood? I know from online, you're going to have your regular shower up. How is the general mood now at home? Because I know you have been very strict on your lockdowns. We have not been as strict because it's Texas, y'all. But how is the general mood? How's the overall?
Well, I mean, look, the difference is from what you're saying. You've a gig lined up and tonight, so. Like for us here, unfortunately, your industry, the entertainment industry, has been decimated. There has been no gigs for close on a year. There have been supports. Some would argue, obviously, that they're not enough, and I can get that. There's never enough for everybody, unfortunately, because every industry, every sector has been impacted, as you know, globally by the pandemic. But obviously, different countries have taken different tacts, and some have worked and have got them reopened, and then they've had a surge of cases after, and then they've shut down again. So this kind of in and out of lockdown has taken its toll, not only on various sectors, as I say, but also on people's well-being and mental health. And I think we just extended our restrictions the other day here. And certainly from the engagement I've had with people by phone and by correspondence, it kind of brings home to me that this has kind of been the straw that's broke the camel's back. People who ordinarily would tell me they're fine are really feeling the impact of this, as you would term it, restrictions. And I suppose they have been. If you look at, we compare ourselves obviously to our fellow member states in Europe and how they have handled the pandemic. We've tried to all align as much as possible, but different states within countries have taken different ways to dealing with the pandemic. And for us, we've the north of Ireland, and there's complications in how that jurisdiction, who aligns itself with the United Kingdom, how they've dealt with it. So we've had that kind of complexity on the island of Ireland to deal with. So it hasn't been easy. But as I said at the outset, it hasn't been easy for anybody. So we've all had just to do our best. And but as I say, it has had a huge impact on the entertainment industry, on pubs and restaurants and everybody else. It's been devastating, to say the least, unfortunately. But we're getting through it. Our vaccination program's working well. I don't know how yours is getting on over there, but it's ramping up. And we started off with a kind of a scenario where a lot of people were saying initially they didn't want a vaccination. It was all developed too soon. They were skeptical. And now we have a complete U-turn of people saying, when am I getting mine? I hoped I would get mine yesterday. And so that's some turnaround in the last couple of months. But and understandably, people would be nervous of that. But now, look, we're in a much better space. We're looking to the future, and I think things will be much brighter. And hopefully, we'll see COVID in the rearview mirror, and we'll just get on with things. And obviously, I hope the same for the United States too, because you guys have had a slow start, one would argue, over the last, certainly from the beginning of the pandemic, and then we'll say no more on that. And now you're playing catch up, and so there's that's going to present its own challenges for yourselves, but hopefully it all goes well.
It has been ramping up. The vaccines have been now, of course, with the announcement that Johnson & Johnson have the one shot ready to go, and it's effective. So that's we are expecting great things in the month of March, and we're hoping now because we have a few shows lined up as well. The band does, and we've been lucky. And I really appreciate you coming on SlapperCast, because I mean I understand that it's going to be a blow to your career, and but we're delighted to have you. But it's
I disown you all the time. You know that.
I know. But our friends that watch this, and our the people that we've known have I say single-handedly they've taken us through this, and I mean that sincerely. We have the generosity and the heart and the. I'm having a difficult time just getting the words, because I'm so grateful. We always knew how big-hearted and how warm and how generous these people are, but they even went up and up and up and and above and beyond what anybody would have expected them to do. And they're just, these names are flashing through my head because I can see every single one of their faces, and we've met people now online through this, because we had to do, we had to do the podcast to kind of just keep in touch. And we've finally finished a record Now we're mixing it and stuff. So we're just kind of SlapperCast helps us to keep our eye on our a pin in the progress and keep people up to date. And so we've been very adamant about keeping the podcast going, because we wanted to have people like yourself on here just to introduce, because we have a lot of people that come with us to Ireland, and they want to know about.
I've met a good few of those.
Yes, you have. Yeah, many a great.
I've met busloads of them, and I have to say, absolutely, and we won't talk about that. But they've had brilliant fans, and to travel with you guys alone, and then come over to Ireland and have to endure you guys for what 7 nights. I mean, for that they deserve free travel, and then for they've been great friends to you guys, obviously, during this time of need. And but I have to say, I'm envious to hear you guys have gigs at this present time, and you're very fortunate, because, as I say, from where we're sitting here, that just has been a thing of the past for the past 10 months, if 10 months plus. So you're very fortunate, and you're fortunate, obviously, to have the good support of all your fans. So well done, and I also want to thank them for their support, because really it means a lot to anybody in the music industry or entertainment, sound, light, all the various engineering facets of putting on a show. Those individuals here are out of work, and there's very little prospect right now for them. Yeah. So you're very fortunate to have such a good collection of people who are supporting you guys. That's great to hear.
We are indeed. I was on with Derek Warfield and the Young Wolf Tones last week. They had they do a podcast as well, and very, very high energy, and very, very, very very well. Derek Warfield, he's a historian. He's a national treasure. He's a brilliant musician. I mean, and he only surrounds himself with great musicians. I'm surprised he never asked me to play with him, but we can cut that part out, Chad. But
he's smart.
Yeah, he is. Again, cut that part out too, Chad. But he, they're in serious lockdown, and they have been promoting and playing their music and showing the videos and whatnot. And they really do. They engage extremely well. So there has been a new birth of, outlets now for music. Because musicians will find a way. Artists will find a way, and they stunned me with their production. They did a great job, and they're and of course Derek's been a dear friend of mine for years now, because he's just senile enough to keep booking us. He books us in Vegas and Atlantic City and DC and also, and he's got a great network, and he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. So, but let me ask you, because I've asked him the same question. So let me give me the number one best Rebel song in your memory. What's the best Rebel song ever? Cormac Devlin, on the spot, SlapperCast, episode 109.
On the spot. Okay. I would have to go with. I'm a big fan of the Irish Rover, I have to say.
That's a Rebel song?
Yeah.
That's a politician.
Well, I'm also conscious it's recorded.
I know. That was my ploy. Ah.
Yeah. Nice try.
You're very wise. You're very wise.
I'm playing it safe. No, but can I just say as well, just about you're saying about the artists finding their way, and like for here, a lot of them obviously turn to Facebook Live and doing all the shows, and and it also, you have to be conscious that for many of them, they haven't earned any income either from that, and they were just trying to keep in touch with fans, and so the podcasts like SlapperCast and others, it's a great way of just keeping touching base with all the regulars that you'd normally see on a weekly basis, or how often you'd see them in various states when you go on your tours. So it is a wonderful way of communication. I know some people are sick of Zoom and Teams and everything else, but like it is the only way of keeping face to face with so many people. So it is wonderful. So fair play to you, Chad. I'm sure it was your idea.
It was.
Learned a lot these past few months, that's for sure.
Let's say
so. What do you think? I know it may be too soon to tell even now, but has anybody attempted to make a projection as to when live music and tourism may return to normal over there?
No, it's a debate that's raging, particularly on the tourism side. So we're even talking about, at the moment, we have a 5-kilometer radius where we can't leave. So unless you're an essential worker, you can't breach the 5K rule. And so, and that's been in place since early January. And so when I say people are at kind of breaking point of wanting to literally break out of the 5K, that's the reality of that. So our discussion at the moment is our staycations. Are we going to be able to go away in Ireland in June, in July or August? And I think we will, because we're just waiting for the vaccination level to increase. And then once that's at a certain level and our cases in ICU have fallen, then as those two reach their various targets, then we should hopefully see people being able to leave their county, travel across the country, and enjoy some time out of their house, because I think people are sick and tired of being at home. And as I say, the kids going back to school will help. Parents are working from home, doing homeschooling, and trying to maybe keep a business afloat. All those challenges, and it's hard. And then if you're not being able to get away or whatever, that's tricky too. Or if indeed somebody's sick or someone has underlying health conditions, there's concerns there if COVID gets into the house. So there's all those scenarios, but hopefully that's a politician's answer, by the way, Chad, of saying no. There's no exact date of travel or anything yet, but we're getting there. We'll know. If I was brave enough to come on to SlapperCast in a couple of weeks' time, I would be able to give you a date, I'm sure. But I won't. Thanks.
Let me ask you this. So good. Because you're not invited back. But
that's great.
If so with the lockdown and the 5K, so that means how do you enforce that? How do you enforce the 5K?
Well, that's a totally different argument, because now, by the way, just to clarify, because I've met some of your fans, and this isn't an Irish lock-in now. This isn't all of us crammed into the pub and we can't go 5K to another pub. This is actually a home quarantining. So, but no, it's enforced because there are checkpoints sporadically at different times of the day in different areas. And there's fines, obviously, if you're caught breaching your 5K. And to give you an example, there was a restriction as well on people going abroad, but there was a kind of a clause where if you were going abroad, say for dentistry or something like that, you could leave the country. And lo and behold, when they went to look at the airports, they found all these Irish people had booked foreign dentists, and they had letters with them to say that they needed their crowns done or fillings done or whatever else in Budapest and Spain and Portugal. And then when they looked into that, they realized not everybody had teeth falling out of their head. So that's kind of been knocked on the head a bit by checkpoints around the airport. And it's essential travel is what we've now emphasized. And that's some of the ways that we've done it. But look, a lot of it's been by consensus. People want to comply by and large with the rules. They don't want to be complicit in spreading the virus either. Yesterday, we brought in legislation about quarantining, not mandatory on all incoming flights, but on certain red list countries that we need to be careful of, obviously, of all these variants that we've heard about. And so we're doing our best to manage it. But as I said, there's complications on the island with the north and it being a different jurisdiction. So, but anyway, we're getting there.
Good. And final question on this, because I really, we despise, I wanted to keep it light, but, we're at the limit, everybody's at the limit, obviously. But is there a way, because I've been thinking lately, especially with all the people out of work, is there, I know that it's a quantity issue with the vaccines, but if there was a volunteer force, the civilian volunteer force to help, would it would that be? This has been raging in my mind for the last couple of weeks. A civilian volunteer force to help navigate the thing, because it seems like there's enough vaccines made, and I think that with the if there was a coordination between the government and the people, if there could be, is that something that's been discussed at all?
Yeah, well, if I can just say at the outset, and you're right, people are fatigued and fed up talking about COVID. And here in Ireland, before COVID struck, we were fatigued and a little bit miffed about the whole Brexit word. So we went from B to C, and now we're fed up of talking about Brexit and COVID. But to answer the question on the vaccinations, supply is an issue. So I'm not sure. Obviously, some of them are going to be manufactured in the States, so that's different for yourselves. But for us here, there's a challenge because the European Medicines Agency are involved in purchasing a lot of the vaccines on behalf of Europe and distributing it amongst its member states. And so when the supply dropped by the manufacturers, that it had a knock-on effect for our vaccine program. And that's why we're not being specific with dates at present. Now, in April, May and June, we're going to have a million vials of vaccine coming into the country per month, which will completely change the face of our vaccine program. So I think it doesn't really matter. It's not as if we're short of staff doing the injections. It's actually the vials themselves is the problem. It's a supply issue. So once that's resolved, we should be fine. And there's no guarantee on that. That's kind of out of our hands. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is we're seeing a kind of a separation, I suppose, around the world of richer countries wanting to look after themselves and to hell with poorer countries. And that's unfortunately, it's human nature, but we have to try and resolve that because that's not the right way either. And we have to ensure that less well-off countries have availability of the vaccine as well. And that's something that's a kind of a recent enough debate that's taking place at the moment. But I think that'll be resolved too. Now I'm making it sound like CNN. Sorry. Lovely. I'm ruining the SlapperCast. Sorry, Paddy.
No. This is great. This is
Anderson Cooper never wears a hat like that, by the way.
Anderson Cooper is inside this hat right now. Anderson Cooper,
it looks like
he's up there right now begging for. Yeah. He's But listen, so everything's lifted this moment. Right now, everything is lifted and you're able to go. Where does Cormac take the family right now? Where do you go? First place, not a thought. Get on a plane. Where are you going right now?
Abroad.
Anywhere in the world. Right now.
Okay. Where will we go? We will probably actually go to... Janie. I don't know. It's a hard one. We'd actually have to go to Australia to see our brother. That's where we're going. All right.
Good answer. Chad, same question.
But we can't get in there.
That's okay. I understand why. I heard your answer. Chad, where would you go right now?
Ireland, man.
There you go. See? Yeah. Cormac, you can learn from him. Chad,
you threw me off at the airplane. I can walk outside the door. I'm all right.
Yeah.
And what about you, Paddy? Where would you go?
I'd go to Ireland. I'm going with him. He's smart.
If I had a choice of where to put you, I'd put you on that space mission to Mars, actually. But anyway, that's it.
I've already been. Have you seen this fucking hat? Look at that. Look at the shape of that. Listen, I'm not going to keep you because I disowned you at birth. But right. Listen, thanks a million for coming on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Listen, we will do it again. We're going to talk under better circumstances. We're going to get. Yeah, you will. But listen. We'll do this again under better circumstances, and we'll have because we have a plane full of people ready to come over again. That's a warning, and because I know the last time the trip before last, you were the mayor of Dunleary, and you were very generous with your gold necklace and your fashion statements.
I didn't give it away.
Yeah, when you tried to, but yeah. So we have we have a plane full of people ready to go. I have people calling me daily saying that they want to come over. So I just warn you, it's going to be Caligula. We're going to ruin that place when we get over. So please get some rest and continue the great work. And thank you very, very much for coming on here and rattling with us.
You just give me advance notice of when you're coming over, and I'll get on that plane to Australia. So it'll work out perfect. I'll still hear you anyway. You're loud enough.
You absolutely will.
Some things never change. And to all the people watching, all three of them, because we're all here, just to say, try live in the house with Paddy. He's as noisy on stage as he was in the house. So we're all a little bit deaf, actually, in a few ears from the guitars and the screaming and yelling and trying to sing. So I'm just glad he went over to Houston.
We're not in Houston. We're in Dallas. What's wrong with you? Anyway, listen.
Thank you.
Thanks a million. And best to the family. And just, continued success. Keep pushing. We're going to get through this, and it's going to be, it's going to be worth it in the end. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks a million. Right. So we had another little mishap in the studio. We had lost some files. So we're gonna go see if I'm gonna go BB Gun Studios this coming week. By the time SlapperCast 109 airs, we'll have it done. But got lost some of the vocals and one of the tracks, and I'm gonna go back and do that. And so this has been just an insane moment in time, and I am just very, very happy to be hopefully looking back on it very, very soon, because it's been nothing like I've ever would have imagined. How's the health? Everybody feeling good?
Yeah,
somewhat.
Yeah, we're turning a corner, if you will.
I believe it.
It felt weird last week. Like, I think because I was shivering so much and it was so cold that, like, once it was over, my body had a chance to relax and just didn't feel great for a couple of days. But now I'm feeling a whole lot better.
Yeah. And your test came back negative again. That's just wonderful.
Test came back negative again. Yep.
Good.
Did either of you notice when it was freaking cold and I was down in the teens that you just weren't as hungry as you would normally be? You notice that?
I didn't eat for 4 days.
Yeah.
But it was, I was sick as a dog though. I mean, I was, but I couldn't even drink. I just nothing. It's great. I lost some weight. Can you see me?
Yeah. I lost about 3 pounds.
Did you?
I think I found all the weight you guys lost. I gained weight actually. I need to change my habits.
I actually had my first run the last 2 days, and wow, that's just exciting. I mean, the weather's been so nice. The fucking, what was it? 80 degrees yesterday, 78 ish. Just stunning, and nobody's out there. Nobody's out. Zero.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Well, I know if they can't shower, that might be why. I don't know. I think most of these have water now, though. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, look, a lot of my neighbors don't have hot water. I've had a few cold showers. I mean, here, but luckily we have another place so we can do hot showers. But I took a couple of cold. I'm telling you something. That's cold. We jump in the ocean when we go to Ireland, and this was cold. So very yes. So stunning stuff, my friends. And this could be, we may have to cut this out because I don't want to, but I am extremely optimistic. I just feel like this March is going to be exceptional. I've got a feeling something's going to happen.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah. I've had a few friends mention that a lot of people are getting vaccinated now, and it seems like people are getting a little more excited about stuff and things are starting to open up a little bit more. So maybe we're finally turning the corner on this thing.
Patrick and I were just mentioning before you came on about the new single dose vaccine that just got approved.
Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson.
So, and apparently they're releasing it real soon.
Weekend, I thought, right?
Last Friday. Yeah.
This past weekend?
Yeah. So that should hopefully speed things up a bit.
I heard they have to inject it into your Johnson, though. Like the trifecta. Is that true?
Yeah, that's why it's called Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we started this rumor, no one's going to want to get the vaccine.
It's okay. First,
will they?
First. Man, you wouldn't believe the stuff I used to inject in my. Come on, that's easy. I'll take it. Me first. No, yeah, it's very exciting. A lot of stuff popping up. A lot of these sites are, people are saying, well, how did such and such get vaccinated so early? Well, these, because of the disruptions in distribution, say that 10 times fast, your cancellations and people not making, appointments. People are getting phone calls out of the blue and texts and emails and whatnot to go get vaccinated. So it is speeding up, and it's going to be. That's why I think March is going to be kind of exceptional in that. I know there's some good stuff happening as far as people getting. Of course, there's always the twats that jump the line or dress up as old people trying to get. Fuck them. They're going to do what they're going to do, but at the same time, I'm not in any hurry. I'm not. I'm going to wait my turn. I'm happy to go when it's time, and but I just there's so much, just so much good, there's so much goodness, just around the corner. I can feel it. This has been, it's been definitely one of the most trying moments that I've lived through, and I've just.
Yeah, it feels like there's like some kind of cathartic thing happening now after the whole ordeal of last year. We have to go through just a little bit more shit before we can really put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
So
we are going to talk to some sponsors. We're going to talk to some record companies and whatnot. But that's going to be our next move. Now that we start to see the clearing, that's going to be our focus is pushing the record out and getting the. We're gonna approach some people because the numbers look great. That's what the consensus was. Our numbers are great. Our Spotify and our Pandora and our And I know, Eric, you got a big day today, so we'll wrap this up. We'll get this other interview going, and we're extremely grateful to you all for staying in touch with us and checking in, and just stay tuned. We're delighted you're still here, and we're happy to be doing it. So.
I just real quickly too, it's probably already published, but there's the second video from the George Theater sessions. It was released to Patreon recently, and it's going to be public soon. That's one. Michael Mullins edited this one himself, so it's lots of fun.
What song is that, Chad?
Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash classic.
You mean the Rang of Fire?
Rang of Fire.
Rang of Fire.
Actually written by June Carter. FYI.
And look where it got her.
Yeah. That's what you say that about everybody who's dead, right? Is that the joke?
That's the joke.
The thing.
That's okay.
Yeah, look where it got him. Yeah. Just shows you that life is precious. I don't know.
Well, on that note.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Good trip today, Eric. Chad, get your pipes working, and let's we'll slap some other time.
And thanks to Cormac for joining us this week.
Yeah. Good stuff.